So we're back for round 1 with the UN deck with double Siphon, Patriarch, and some other good stuff. It's a general good stuff deck here. I'm looking to play Calamity Fiend and Sarath here. Try to avoid the side lane here. This is not a good placement. So yeah, let's go there. And block with the Sarath because the Portal Shade is the best underdrop of these. While Calamity Fiend and Rot Wanderer may be a play here, I'd be reluctant to level the Rot Wanderer. However, if my opponent plays Blightwalkers, and why would you ever play Blightwalker and not block? It really doesn't do anything. So I could actually play the Rot Wanderer here. Would I level that rather than something else here? I don't think so. I think we're just going to take the damage from this Blightwalker until the end of this player level. So just shrink this guy and play the best card to level among these, being the Glutton. And here we have a Siphon. We also don't have to play Siphon necessarily. I think Spring Dryad into Weirwood Patriarch is going to be good. Okay, so now the Blightwalker may be a problem that we may have to look into. We do have a Spirit Cleave for this kind of situation. But unfortunately, Spring Dryad into Weirwood Patriarch isn't going to happen this time. I think I'm going to level the Patriarch though. Siphon is good here because it allows us to trade here and shrink this guy so it isn't quite as dangerous anymore. And I'm just going to play the Patriarch in the center here to have a solid core of cards leveled. So 3/7 is much easier to deal with than 6/10. So our opponent has leveled some solid cards here. And we're still ignoring this Blightwalker. We're dealing more damage than our opponent. Question here. I think we're just blocking the soldier with the Glutton here. We could play a Chiselhearth Archer. It's a 5/8. And 5/8 would actually trade positively with this guy. It does have kind of fine stats, as long as you have some sort of board presence. I do like it at 1 and even at 2. Yeah, okay. I think pushing for a board advantage here isn't bad. Okay, so we have a Siphon. We have the Mauler to go with it. It's a little bit scary to level the... Well, there we go. Another Patriarch, and that is the one card. Oh! Well, suddenly this happened. Something that we really didn't want to see. Wow. It's just... that was a pretty strong turn from our opponent. Let's try to avoid side lane play then. Well, that's what we've been doing all along, but it needs to be said even more here. If we didn't have Siphon here, we would be in so much trouble. Spirit Cleave is going to be good, and the other Siphon probably is going to be good too. There's a Brute, and is the thing. Yeah, it's going to survive. That's too bad. I think we're going to have to take the damage from this Patriarch, kill with a Siphon, and the Spirit Cleave. This needs to die. I feel like I've been slightly punished for not playing the control game with our bad removal spells, with our Rot Wanderers and stuff. Ended up getting slammed hard. And our Calamity Fiends won't be doing too much work until we've turned this around. Luckily, it's hard to raise with Blightwalkers, and at least now we know that you don't have... Ooh, a Cacklebones. Interesting. So what I think is going to happen here is we're just going to take a bit more damage, but neutralizing that Blightwalker. Might have been correct to save 3 damage and just block this in a few turns with a level 3. We do have some good ways of stabilizing here. That's a Huntress, and I think is the wrong card to buff. Oh, you also have the life. Well then. What do we do about this? So we're gaining slight control of this board, which is very much a good thing. There are still things that can blow us out, but at least Patriarch isn't the biggest blowout in the world right now. We have really good cards here to try to leverage our way into a win from this position, even if it's not looking the best right now. There's a Grove Huntress. That's fine. That's a Patriarch that is less fine. Are we taking 12 from this Grove Huntress? Man, our opponent has been doing a good job of pushing damage against us here. I think we have to take the Grove Huntress damage, and so we're gonna block here, poison here, siphon up something. And hope they can't beat both of these creatures. Or have a 4-powered pump of some sort. Oh yeah, this is 5, and we have the Prowler still, yeah. Let's just make sure that I don't allied misplay here. I'm gonna do the Venom Fang. I think that still loses to Abyssal Brute. But we need our opponent not to win both these trades, is why I'm buffing the biggest creature here. Because if our opponent wins both of those trades, we're not gonna have a good time stabilizing. Oh, the Spirit Cleave here is going to work on the Grove Huntress in case we survive. It's be hard pressed to snatch a win from this. I think we have... Our opponent had a good deck. I think we have a better deck, but we were punished by a great draw on the play. As well as not maybe playing around Patriarch and... but I don't think you're more likely of winning a random game from that position when you're leveling cards like Rot Fiend or that type of stuff. That is a misplay. You should not block the Patriarch that you can kill with... Well, if it's poisoning the Venom Fang, I guess that's fine. I do not get that. Okay, so a surprising play so far from our opponent. Let's see if we can play something that makes that make sense. Does not. Which I'm happy about. We can even Calamity Fiend in an open lane to kill the Torrent Soldier. But we were lucky to survive this turn, and now we're in the position to maybe just close out the game with a good draw. That's what I'm thinking. Then again, we are dead to Gluttons and Howls, which is always a possibility against these decks. I'm fine with Crypt Slimes, Oozlings, Death Seeker. What do we do here? We can actually push some damage here. I think that is the best option. No, we can't, because we can't Cull and Rot Wanderer. Okay, so let's not move into a line that we can support. Question is, can we play around Patriarch 3 in a way? I think the best way of doing that is to block this guy with a 7/4. Actually, 6/3 is enough, because it only gives +5/+5. Still, let's block it, and let's see here. We're not going to change this trade in any way, so let's just simplify the board. So we could actually play a Rot Wanderer here just to not lose to Removal and Pump. I actually like that. Removal and Pump is a good way to lose this game, and we're not changing any trades here. So, yep. Trying to play around what we can play around. We're losing a slight amount of stats. It's probably not going to matter too much. No Howls still. So we didn't get it. Unfortunately. And no Gluttons either. And no Patriarch, no Siphon. Okay. So battling first. If he's got a card that would have traded with this. Does not. Oh, Rot Wanderer fights. I see. Well, cards we're playing aren't very good. So let's just keep a 3-lane advantage. That's what I think. And kill any source of pump and damage that our opponent can have. Then again, we could... I think I'm just going to Spirit Leash this guy up. Yep. So make our opponent have no creatures in play for, the removal and pump problem that we've faced. And here, can we have lethal in a way? We can go up to no, this is not lethal. And the Dizzy Siphon here is not allied, which could be a problem. Could likely swing this game. But we are in a position to put our opponent in howl range, which is something that I'd say is desirable. That's a Spore Torrent, okay. 6 is not enough there. Okay, so what can we play around here? We could block the Brute with the Calamity Fiend and just siphon the Patriarch. Try to draw our Howl because we're putting our opponent down to 12 and our Howl does 16. We could also play our Calamity Fiend in an open lane and block the Abyssal Brute with a Crypt Slime. But it's going to be hard to push this guy through for damage. It's going to be hard for our opponent to kill the Crypt Slime to push for damage, but it's tough. He's gonna get the pump in here either way, so might as well just make our opponent have a blocker. Okay, I think I've decided on the play that forces something in a non-side lane, forces something in this lane and this lane to not gain disadvantage. And actually Spirit Cleave could potentially be lethal here. Maybe we'll even get to Grove Huntress. No, it's you control. Sad times. Well, Blightwalker, Spirit Cleave. That looks like it's going to be game. Torgmai Mender. Is it? Yes, back up to 17. Wow. Impressive. If he's... No. Okay, that's the wrong card to buff there. Because we have the Spirit Cleave to push through for lethal here. Wow. If he'd healed himself, this game would have ended differently, but that was a squeaker. That was definitely a squeaker. Yeah. That's the ticket, and I'll see you for round